increase your conversion rate instantly with these 4 powerful psychological triggers. By the end of the video, you're gonna learn all the secrets that big brands are using to make millions of dollars a year. I'm gonna show you how to apply these principles to your store, and I'm gonna show you 5 examples of big brands. Now, let's get straight to the value. So the first powerful psychological trigger is loss aversion. This is huge. It's also called fear of loss. So as humans, we are wired to avoid loss more than we are wired to gain pleasure. This means that losing something feels significantly worse than gaining the same thing. For example, if somebody finds $1,000 on the street, the person will be happy. But if the person loses $1,000, the pain, the feeling of losing that is much stronger compared to the feeling of happiness. So there are 2 types of loss aversion. The first one is loss aversion through benefits. And there are 2 ways to go about this. First, you can stack your offer with as many bonuses as possible, so then it makes that offer so good that people feel stupid saying no, and they feel like they lose that because it's such a good deal. The second way to apply the principle of loss aversion through benefits is by showcasing the value and the effectiveness of your product. So here I'm going to show you a brand called Whoops that does an amazing job. Now, here I just landed on their landing page. This brand is selling supplements for dogs, and already as I landed, I already can see 3 main benefits of why should I buy this. And as I scroll lower, I'm going to show you. First, as you can see, everything is explained so clearly and so visually. It doesn't create any anxiety as the people start to read their landing page because everything is in little text, everything is visual. Here, as I start to get to what to look out for, they make me imagine how would I be if I would buy already the product, I would give it to my dog, what can I expect? So maintain mobility, increased eagerness to run and play, visible increase in comfort, more ease jumping on the couch in bed. If you haven't noticed already, this specific landing page is following very well the AIDA model, which is, if you haven't heard about AIDA, is attention, interest, desire, action. So basically, first, as I start to scroll lower, I get punched with benefits. Then, as I'm getting into this part, they start to agitate me by educating me. So right now they create the problem. 80% of dogs over 8 have joint problems. Based on scientific evidence, right now everything that they claim starts to be backed by data. So now I start to trust them because I trust the data. And as I scroll lower, they even mention data doesn't lie. Real results from real customers. If you can put statistics in your own website to show the effectiveness, this will do amazing for your conversion rate. Again, start to educate me with benefits, protect and support, nourish. For every single benefit, I have some visuals. And right now I can imagine what is going to happen to the joints of my dog. Soothe, restore. This is amazing. Now, also very, very well, if you can be very transparent and you can show exactly what ingredients are you using and you're putting into making your products, this is such an amazing way to create trust. So this is social proof, and this one taps into the desire part of the AIDA model. And lastly, this is a transformation. And this is one of the most powerful things that you could do to show the effectiveness of your product. So right now we are looking at Sadie's 3-month transformation. And first, in the beginning, she was having joint issues. This is before Whoops, as we can see. Month number 1, show the steps, amazing. Month number 2, initial improvements. And here is the after Whoops, after 3 months. So if you can show before and after as fast as possible, also in here, inside of the product photos, this will do amazing for your conversion rate. Like, you can do this as the secondary or the third photo. And as the user starts to scroll lower, you create the problem, you back it up by data, exactly as they did right here. You explain what are the benefits, and if you can show even visually, like they are doing here with GIFs and videos. So after seeing the whole landing page of Whoops, after I see all the benefits, all the transformation, I can picture how my dog would be after I would use this product. I literally start to feel like I'm a bad dog owner if I don't buy this for my dog. This is the exact effect that your customers will have to feel after they watch your landing page. Now, the second type of loss aversion is loss aversion through urgency. And this type of loss aversion taps into the fear of missing out because time is running out. And now a good example for this would be Icon Amsterdam. And they are doing an amazing job, especially in their checkout. So as I go into the checkout, they show that the order is reserved for only 10 minutes. So I have to hurry. The sale items are selling fast. This is such an amazing way to make sure to nudge people to end up their purchase, because some people might be distracted, like, their phone can ring. But in this case, because my order is reserved and it's with the red banner, and red usually in the color psychology means rush, alarm, danger even. But in this case, because it's so subtle, it just makes people pay attention and make sure that they finish the purchase. Now, the second principle is reciprocity. So when someone gives us something, we feel a subconscious need to give something back. I give you value through this video, you give me a subscribe. This is how it works. In the business, free samples, gifts, and free guides make people more likely to buy. This is exactly how Alex Hormozi was saying, make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no. Again, so because you give them something for free, they feel a natural obligation to return the favor. So in this example, Space Goods does an amazing job. This is a golden nugget for you, an extra on top of this video. The more creative you can get with your offer, the better your brand is going to perform. The offer is literally the thing that can take a brand from 7 to 9 figures. And in this case, their main product is, I would say, it's some sort of coffee, but on top of that, they offer a free whisk, free cup, free scooper. And now tapping into the first principle that I mentioned, loss aversion, I see also what are the benefits, or like never run out of product, free shipping, skip or cancel anytime, get 69% off the regular price. So right now, because they give me so many benefits, I get so many free things, I feel literally stupid to not give them something back, which in this case would be my money. The third most powerful psychological trigger is the bandwagon effect, which also can be called the herd effect or social proof. So humans are social creatures. If a lot of people are doing something, we assume that this is the right thing to do. So back in the days, if the tribe was running in one direction, it was best to follow them, or otherwise you would risk like being eaten by a tiger or a predator or whatever. In e-commerce, this is why social proof works so well, because it makes people feel safer in their decisions, because if everybody else is doing it, it must be good. So here are a few examples of how you can apply the bandwagon effect to your Shopify store. So showing pictures or videos with a known influencer using your product. That's number one. This is huge. Showing reviews on your product page. Showing statistics, as I showed you with the bread, who is doing an amazing job right here. And also another example would be less than 1% of our customers ask for the money back, exactly as Whoops is doing in this case. So when I see that, I can already imagine that if less than 1% of the customers claim the money back guarantee, it means that the product is very, very good. So I'm more likely to trust the 99% of the customers who don't claim the money back guarantee. Showing press mentions. So there is a caveat to this. Right now, in the era where there are millions of e-com brands who are being featured in Forbes and a lot of other press mentions, people and customers already got used to seeing these logos. So right now you have to make an extra effort. And I want to show you one example right here. We did for Raycon, which is just a concept redesign. But here they are featured in CNN, Wirecutter, Foxy Business. We don't just show the logos, we also take it a step further and we mention what they are saying about our brand, which is long-lasting, high-quality audio. The design is very well done, high demand, etc., etc. So whenever you are showing press mentions, make sure that you also back it up with another testimonial of what that specific press said about your brand. This is a big one. And the last one, in my opinion, one of the most important one, testimonials from niche authorities. So in this case, if we would talk about a pet store, would be doctors or dog influencers, or in other cases of brands, athletes. And I want to show you what petlab.co is doing so well when it comes to the bandwagon effect. So as I land on their landing page, first, as the third photo, I already see one testimonial of one well-known doctor. And as I start to scroll lower, again, they reinforce that for people that they might not have scrolled through the photos. Again, first thing that I see is the testimonial of the same doctor. This is huge. And as you can see here, they are sponsored on CBS, ABC, NBC, like all the big press mentions, but they don't have those specific claims. So right now, in my opinion, they are just logos. So they are doing an amazing job when it comes to showing social proof, when it comes to showing an authority, but they don't do such a good job when it comes to press mentions. The fourth trigger is cognitive ease. And the opposite of cognitive ease is cognitive friction. And this one is one of the most common thing that I see on Shopify brands when I audit them. As Alex Hormozi was saying, simple scales, fancy fails. You want to have a simple funnel. So if you have a low conversion rate, it's more likely that you have a lot of cognitive friction through your website. You have like 2 offers, or the offer is mentioned on one page, but it's not mentioned in the cart, or it's just only mentioned in the cart, but it's not mentioned anywhere else on the website. You want to make sure that at every single step there is some sort of congruency between the ad, and then once they click on the ad, they land on the homepage. It speaks about the offer, you show the price, you show the USPs that are congruent with your ads. And then as they start to go into the collection page, you also mention somewhere in the collection page about your offer. And that makes things very easy for the customers. So our brains are wired to take the path of least resistance. We are naturally avoid anything that feels difficult or confusing. If something is hard to process, we instinctively dislike it. If something is easy to understand, it's familiar, or it's aesthetic, we feel good about it. That's why easy to read product descriptions and easy checkout processes makes such a huge difference in sales. The less mental effort is required for the customers, the more they are likely to buy. So keep this in mind. I would say this is one of the most powerful. The concept of the gator and the judge. So this is one of my favorite concepts that I usually tell to clients. Imagine that when customers are on your website, they are in a mindless state, and we would like to keep them like that. This is the gator state, as I like to say it. They look around, they look at the price, they look at the benefits, and we just want to continuously respond to all their subconscious fears or questions that they might have throughout the funnel. And for example, let's say that they get in the cart, but the cart is not properly optimized. For example, when they get to the cart, usually the main two questions that our customers have are, when I'm gonna get this product, and what happens if I don't like it? So if we manage to respond to these two questions when they have in the cart or in the checkout, especially first thing would be in the cart, then they would be more reassured to get to the next step. And how do we do that? Is by tackling and adding some icons or some just text under the, let me show you. So when the customers they're in the cart, if I would be right now in charge of the CRO for Space Goods, what would I try here instead of icons would be to respond to these two questions. What would happen if I don't like it? Again, and I would add here 30-day money back guarantee. And when it's going to arrive? Oh, it's going to arrive on Thursday. Okay, then I know and I have certainty that this is a safe purchase. Then if I'm going to press secure checkout, again, quick key thing, it's a secure checkout. It's not just the checkout. Then I'm more likely to make the purchase. So I hope this makes sense. Now, I would like to show you a brand example of True Classic and what they are doing with their product page that it makes it look so aesthetic. It's easy to read and doesn't create anxiety inside of the mind of the customer. So if you don't know True Classic by now, True Classic is one of the fastest growing e-commerce D2C brand in the space at the moment. And these guys have such a genius approach to e-commerce. What they have noticed and what they have done is that they have taken all the collections that they were having, or the majority of the collections, and they put everything into one product page. So right now, when I land on the website, I don't have to go back and forth. I can build a pack, I can buy curated packs, or I can buy singles by being on the same product page. This is genius, and this requires a lot of code in order to implement this. So this is number one, what they're doing things way easier, and they create a lot of cognitive ease. Because the majority of e-commerce brands are doing, they have one single, like just the singles, they showcase the singles, and then you can see the swatches. But then what happens if I would like to build a pack? If I would like to build a pack, then I would have to press on this button, so it's already one button. Then I have to find the build your pack page, and then I would have to go there. In this case, they have saved like 3 or 4 clicks from the customer journey. They have reduced the cognitive friction for them to think, and now they can only press a button and they can build a pack. So this is number one. Number two, a very powerful and easy way to create cognitive ease is to separate things in an accordion, which is something they are doing here. As you can see, I'm not bombarded exactly as I scroll lower with a bunch of text. It's only if I choose that I want to see the description, that's when I can choose to do that. And then as I go into here, I see bullet points. They are not too long. The text is not too long, it doesn't cover half of the page. Free returns and exchanges, the text is very short. And as I start to scroll here, I see image. As you can see, the hierarchy of design is very well designed. So here I have the font size, it's double or almost triple than the size of this one. The text is not too long. Then again, I see short text. Everything is just so clean and it doesn't create anxiety when I start to read this. And also the copy, by the way, if you haven't read the copy so far, is just amazing. Finally, you found the perfect t-shirt. And then they tell you exactly why you will love this t-shirt. So soft, you're not gonna take it off. a feed that makes 80% of the guys feel more buff. So again, 87%, they start to back everything with statistics. So I hope you can notice the patterns between the whoops and this one. And this is why the big brands, they know their stuff, and this is why they grow to the rate that they grow, and they outgrow everybody else, because they use the same principles and they combine everything together in a very nice way. So if you found this video valuable, do me a favor and go into the comments and drop one comment with one of your biggest takeaway. That way more people will see a goldmine of CRO gems when they start to scroll in the comments. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.